Yo, what is going on today, guys? We're back here for another video. So the Italian YouTube channel for Pokemon accidentally revealed the Pokemon Pocket trailer early. So people took that trailer, translated the cards into the English versions of the text. Grain of salt, some of these can be mistranslated and they might not be translated accurately. So if you guys want to wait and actually watch the trailer when the official trailer launches in English, that is why I'm doing this intro. But basically, I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions for all the cards that were showcased. Yeah, so essentially we're just going to be looking at the cards and we're just going to be seeing how good they are or just talking about them. So the first one is Lugia EX, which is going to be our very first triple energy card in the game. We have 150 HP, so the HP is like pretty low, but for a basic, it's not the worst. It's way better than like 140, to be honest. But just when you attack, you discard all the energy. Has a 2 retreat cost, weak to electric. And obviously he's an EX, so when he gets knocked out, it's 2 pointers. And you might be thinking, how the hell are you going to set up 3? That's where you have Ho-Oh, which literally basically sets it up. So Ho-Oh is going to be a 3 colorless, and when you attack, you take a fire, water, and electric from your energy zone and attach it to basic Pokemon in any way you like. So they basically force you to have a Ho-Oh, Lugia deck. Basically, that's the only way you're going to be able to make Lugia viable, unless there's some cracked support cards. And also weak to electric and 150 HP. So, taking them both together, they're pretty bad. Right now. It looks like we are possibly going to get an energy card, which means these cards will be good. Like if we get a support card, or like, I don't know what their like tier card, like I don't know if you could use like a supporter or like an item at the same time. But from other cards that are looks like we're getting like an energy card, which means we probably get like a card that gives a free energy, at least colorless. If we don't get that, Ho-Oh is pretty useless because it's 3 energy. It's going to take way too long in this meta. I'm just like thinking about placing Ho-Oh in this meta. Silver Greninja, there's just no way you're going to be able to set this thing up, bro, before you just die. So unless there's like an energy card that allows you to ramp this up, or like a good ramp up card somehow in the set, I don't think Ho-Oh or Lugia is anything special. However, if there is, I think this card can be very powerful. And obviously Lugia does 180 damage, does one-shot almost anything in the game. Yeah, so I think it kind of depends. I think these two are questionable. Depends if there's a new support card or like energy card for them. Besides that, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, they're all just 1 energy for 20. Which almost confirms Chikorita. I don't know, obviously we don't know if it's going to be an EX Pokemon. But if it is possible it might be a 2 or 3 energy EX grass type instead of like the 4 energy that they love to do, which is going to be nice. Yeah, so I don't think, obviously we have like, who cares about this? Doesn't give us any info unless, like I said, these two like are questionable. We have Pichu, which is obviously, by the way, take all these effects as like a grain of salt because they all could just be wrong. Like the people translating them could just be getting them wrong. They're also really hard to read. For Chor, who just came in, I'll redo them. So basically, Ho-Oh real quick is a 3. It's 3 colorless, and you attach a fire, water, and electric to Pokemon in your, or basic Pokemon in your in your bench, which makes it for Lugia because Lugia is fire, water, and electric for 180 damage, and then you discard all the energy after attacking. So they basically want you to set up on Ho-Oh, then set up on Lugia, switch in the Lugia attack. That's basically the combo. I feel like we have to wait and see what the energy does, unless one of these cards are, because I was at work, so I think it can be very broken depending, because I'm like thinking about just like situations like we just got to see how it works in this game. But yeah, essentially the birds are just like a combo. I think the energy can be cool. The whole game is going to be new and different, so we just got to kind of like wait and see. We have Pichu, which is taking energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your bench Pokemon. I heard earlier this was the discard pile, but now it's like the energy zone. Like I said, take a grain of salt. These cards are very blurry. Obviously, like the trailer wasn't HD. I think these or maybe it wasn't, but whatever. It's all right. I mean, it has like it's like it's 30 HP. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I just don't see this being useful. It's gonna get just knocked out so fast. It just seems like I don't know. It's just like I guess it has no retreat cost and no weakness, which is cool. But at the same time, dude, like if Grin Ninja is still meta relevant, bro, it's just gonna be so easy to get a free point with Pichu. I know there is that card that shuffled back in the deck, but as of, I just don't think people are gonna be playing these baby Pokemon. Cleffa is kind of interesting because it takes a random Pokemon from your deck and adds it to your hand, so it's essentially a Shiinotic, but it's a basic. But it's also 30 HP, and like same thing, no weakness, no retreat cost. It's just kind of like, is it worth it for this effect? I don't know if anyone like here has like a different opinion, but is it just worth basically giving your opponent a free point? Because like, dude, if you go first, start with Cleffa or Pichu, and your opponent has type null, they might just land a heads and knock you out. Like that's what I'm thinking of when I'm like seeing these cards. I think the abilities or like the effects on them are cool, but at the same time, like 30 HP, bro. Unless, do they not give your opponent a point when they're knocked out? Like, which I don't think that I think they do, right? Unless I'm wrong and they don't give your opponent a point. I guess it doesn't technically say that, but and then we have a new Gyarados. So Gyarados. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is true. I don't think, Loki, I guess Victory Bell could become meta if baby Pokemon are actually a thing. So yeah, like we kind of have like the same opinion. Like, I just don't think it's useful. Like, obviously they are useful, but the downside of them is like, I think the downside is way too heavy for like what they actually do. Yeah, I guess you can evolve them. That is true. But at the same time, I'm still thinking going first, type null, Savali's still going to be meta relevant. Yeah, I don't know. I personally don't think they're going to get played. And if they do, I think they're going to be a very bad downside, or maybe like there's a new Pikachu / Raichu that is very broken that essentially makes it like them worth it. Like, I don't know. So we just kind of like wait and see. I'm not going to say they're like going to be completely useless because we got to wait to see the full set. But off just what we have now, I'm kind of skeptical. We have a new non-EX Gyarados for only 2 water energy, which is you may discard any number of water Pokemon from your bench. Attack is 40 damage for each bench Pokemon discarded this way. I'm going to go ahead and say I think this card is garbage. I know like they basically want you to use Fishing Net with this Gyarados. Maybe it's not, it's just like, I don't know, dude. Like you have to just, like, I don't know. I just think discarding your, like, I don't think it's worth it. I think this Gyarados is kind of garbage. I would be actually, bro, like low-key good Raichu. I still think the HP, I think if the HP was like 50, it wouldn't be too bad, but I understand that's like a baby Pokemon, so they want it to be very squishy. Personally, I don't think this Gyarados is that good. I guess you can tech it, it's like Gyarados EX isn't good, so you're not teching it into a Gyarados EX deck. Maybe you could. Yeah, 130 is not great. And the fact that you have to discard your Pokemon, like maybe if it was discarding energy, like discard energy from your bench Pokemon, maybe you have something because you could like utilize Manaphy, ramp a bunch of like energy in the back, and then you could put the Gyarados in, discard the energy that you don't really need, and do something like that. But I just don't, maybe if it did more damage, I just don't personally see this being useful. Plus, you know, water type's just not good. But it's not like completely garbage. Maybe we got to see what's in the set, because there might be something that maybe utilizes this. Like maybe there's like a card that has an effect when it's sent to the, I don't know, bro. First opinions, it's not that good. I gotta take a sip before we get into Umbreon EX, bro. You guys love Greninja, right, bro? That is true. Actually, the Gyarados can save you from losing a point, but water types are, we basically have to see if Feraligatr is good. You basically just have to see if Feraligatr is good, because there's no good water types really. Like Palkia is still not good. I guess you could technically, like I said, play a Gyarados deck, but I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting. I think the Gyarados has potential. I think like just right now in the meta, it's just not that good, and that's just because water types are not that good. There's a lot of Oricorio decks. Well, obviously you know it's a non-EX. It can deal for Oricorio, but I see it doing something because it is low energy at the end of the day. Like 2 energy for like doing a lot of damage can be something with the Fishnet. But Umbreon EX, 140 HP, 2 dark energy. So this isn't really splashable. This, you can't really play a dual energy Umbreon deck. Yeah, I definitely wish we had English text. That's why I'm like kind of like emphasizing that like it could just be some cap stuff. At least like Ho and Lugia are like accurate though. Like those are pretty accurate, and plus it's Umbreon. But once during this turn, if your opponent, or if this isn't basically in the active spot, it's a Cyrus. You just take one of your opponent's bench that has damage on it. So the ability is just Cyrus. So we have Umbreon that has Cyrus as an ability, and 80 damage is pretty respectable for 2. It is a 2 retreat cost, which is a nice downside, because a lot of the evolutions are only 1. At least like the 2 energy ones, like obviously Flareon's too, but Greninja gets a new partner, bro, every season. If Umbreon was colorless, it would be the best. It's just the best card in the game. It's literally the best card in the game if it was colorless. I think because it is too dark, I don't know. I'm seeing like, obviously you could just play Umbreon, Sylveon, like obviously Sylveon just for the draw power. You could play stuff like that, like Greninja, Giratina. I also could see like a, like a Umbreon Darkrai deck, maybe utilizing like Darkrai double Sabrina. You also have like a Dawn for the Umbreon chip damage too. Like you like Darkrai Dawn onto the Umbreon for like 100 damage right away. You also could probably play Greninja in that deck, stuff like that. I think it's good. I think it's going to be very strong. I think it's going to be meta defying. It is weak to grass though, so that is one thing to note, because Buzzwole is pretty good into these Greninja decks. Next up we have Umbreon. I'm really hoping the text is wrong, bro, because this thing sucks. 140 HP, 1 retreat cost, 2 psychic energy, so they don't really want you guys to, like, they don't want you to play this in like other EV decks. But once during this turn, if this Pokemon is in the active, you may hold 20 damage from one of your Pokemon. And then when your opponent EX is knocked out, your opponent gets 2 points. Oh, obviously, yeah, I mean, that's just an EX thing. But yeah, so it does 80 damage, which is, all right. But it just, I don't know, healing 20, bro, it's just not worth it. I don't think you would ever play this. I don't think you would ever play Espeon EX over Sylveon. Yeah, I think if it heals 20 from every, I think it can be better than if it just heals 20 from one. But I personally, if it just heals 1, I just don't see anyone playing it, because there's no reason to play Espeon over Sylveon. It does 10 more damage and the effect is pretty much useless. Because if you think about it, bro, like when is 20 damage really going to matter? Because if they're going to Greninja and Cyrus you, they do that on their turn. You're not going to heal it up. So like obviously, in some situations the 20 can be very impactful. But I don't know, bro. We've already seen with like stuff like Cresselia, bro. It's just like the healing is not that good. Like maybe if this was like not in the active position and it could heal 20, like yeah, that would be something. But the fact that it has to be in the active is just complete garbage, in my opinion. So I'm kind of hoping the text is wrong on this one, but we will find out. Next on to the support cards. So choose one of your opponent's, or choose one of your Pokemon, shuffle it, and all cards attached to it into the deck. There also is a second effect that I saw for this. I can't remember what it was because this one is very blurry. But if this is the effect, very strong card. It's just better Ilima, because you don't have to have damage. So if you, like, for example, like the downside of Ilima is if your opponent was playing something like Greninja or a Ben Sniper, they could just choose like not to attack the active Snorlax EX, for example. Where this is essentially a free switching card. You don't have to use this defensively. You can use this offensively in case you need to attack with something, but you don't have the energy. Like you don't want to play an X-Speed in your deck, because this is just honestly, bro, probably better than X-Speed and Leaf. Obviously, shuffling into the deck is a downside, because like maybe you don't want to shuffle into the deck because maybe you have like you have a decent amount of cards left. You want to draw like the Cyrus or the Sabrinas, but the fact that you can and just avoid getting a KO, I think is very powerful. Don't even say that, bro. Don't even say that. Oh my god, dude. They're going to place 2 EVs down. They're going to evolve in the Sylveon. They're going to get the Greninja. They're going to attack with the Sylveon. The Sylveon's going to get weak, dude. They're going to pull it back up, and they're going to have like they're going to like pull it back up, and like they're going to just draw next turn or something. Oh my god. You just ruined my day with that. You just ruined my day. Anyways, yeah, this is good. I think this is cool. Holy god, this one is blurry, bro. So remove a special energy card, and oh my god, I almost just remove a special energy card from one of your opponent's Pokemon. This is either very good or completely garbage. We have no clue what these special energy cards are yet, I'm pretty sure, unless there is one in the trailer that I just didn't see. But is this an energy card? No, it's just an item card. Okay. Anyways, we have a new Pokemon tool. We'll get back in the Gary, or not Gary, but the rival later. So I don't think that'll work. But anyways, new tool. We have Rescue Scarf. If this Pokemon this card is attached to, switch with your active Pokemon, heal 30 damage for that Pokemon. I don't think it's worth it. I think it's you know, healing 38. I mean, we gotta depend, bro. Maybe there's a very tanky deck that it could be good in, but I just don't think you're gonna play this over something like a giant cape. So I think it's cool, and there might be a deck that utilizes it, but we have to wait and see. I don't know, dude. Like, who's really gonna be switching? And then it's like only useful once, because it's only when you switch, like you switch out. So it's like, I don't know. I don't think this card is that good, to be honest. So if they do, I will get into I'm gonna get into the double energy stuff later after we just look at the elemental switch. So we have elemental switch, move a lightning and a fire energy from your Pokemon to your active Pokemon. I don't know how good this is, because we gotta wait and see if Ho-Oh is good. It's like, I mean, theoretically moving 2 energy with an item card is very powerful, but yeah, that is true. Yeah, that is. There's a lot of problems with double energy if it does come in the game if it's colorless. So I'm just gonna, yeah. So this is like theoretically good, possibly. Like it's a strong effect. Is it gonna be that useful? Obviously, you know, it's gonna be paired with Ho-Oh and Lugia. So I'm still going back to silver. So special energy card. People in Pocket might be thinking, what is a special energy card? Let's just go to Pokemon, bro. Let's go to the actual Pokemon games and let's just click on energy. And there are some different ones. I'm just gonna grab some random ones and we're just gonna look at them, and like, you know, like the main ones, double should be somewhere around here, bro. Okay, so what are energy cards? So energy cards are essentially a different form of energy in the actual TCG that kind of have like special effects. For example, the main, just the basic one, double colorless energy. It just gives your opponent, or it just gives your Pokemon 2 colorless energy. So that is basically what it does. There's also other ones like jet energy, where like when you put this energy on a Pokemon, it allows you to switch that Pokemon into the active for free. There's also other ones like this one gives 3 energy, bro. So it is looking, we are obviously getting some sort of energy ramp up in this game in form of a card. The question is, what are we getting? Because if we do get something like double energy, I think this game is going to be actually crazy broken. And why is that? Yes. So let's go back to Pocket, and let's just say it's colorless. What are some broken colorless Pokemon that could be very strong? One, Snorlax EX should be pretty, obviously I don't think it's going to be broken with Snorlax, because you still do need some 4 ones, but you could do Snorlax. You could do stuff like Celesteela and Buzzwole to make Celesteela actually be more of an attacker. So Volley going fucking first. And yeah, someone mentioned it, bro. Arceus is the main offender I'm thinking of. Arceus might come back. I mean, you could theoretically do Lickitung. I don't think people would play it, but you theoretically could. I mean, dude, you like theoretically like Pidgeot also, like Regigigas. I guess we could just put them in. Like, they're just cards that like really have not been utilized. Also, the question is, so Ho-Oh, if we go back to Ho-Oh, it's obviously 3 colorless for the attack. You obviously can't see it in the picture, but it is 3 colorless. It was in the trailer. I did see it. And it is obviously a fire type. So it obviously, even in the TCG, you could put it on any type. So if it's obviously some sort of energy card is going to be for Ho-Oh, which means you could put on any type of Pokemon. It might make going first broken, unless there's some restriction on it where like you can't attack. Rayquaza is also another one. I just don't think it's just, I guess, yeah, Rayquaza is another one, but because for example, if we just get a free energy card, I'm still on colorless. What is stopping you from going first on your second turn, evolving into Sylveon, putting a psychic energy on Sylveon, and then putting like an energy, like using that energy card on Sylveon and attacking this on your turn 2 going first with Sylveon for 70? So obviously we have no clue how it's actually going to work in Pocket, because it can be very different, but I'm thinking going first might actually be better. There's a possibility that going first might be the wave in the next set. Colorless, no, where Lugia like needs the 3 to attack. So Lugia can't take advantage of this, because Lugia needs Ho-Oh to be able to charge it up. But essentially, yeah, my biggest concern about the energy card is going first. and evolving into a stage 1 Pokemon. Because like, for example, Sylveon, like obviously Sylveon is the main offender because it does draw cards. You can evolve and then potentially draw into it. But also Savali, bro, like, what if you just go first now and you can just put an extra energy on Savali, bro? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I really do think it's going to count for the attachment of the turn. And I'm really hoping it does, because if it does not, because obviously, you know, the system, like obviously like in Pokemon TCG, you just have actual energy cards for the turn. And if you place like the special one, you can't place like a fire one, for example. Obviously in Pocket, we get one for the turn. So if there is no restriction on these cards, the whole game is going to be busted. The whole game is going to be different, and the whole game is going to be basically based around going first. Although I really do like how what you said. I do think there is going to be a restriction on where you can't attach your energy for the turn if you do activate it. And we do need that, because if it's not, then this game might be cooked. But these are just some of the main colorless ones. Obviously there are main ones, but I think the biggest one, if there is double energy, for example, I think Arceus is going to be a very big winner. Just because if you go first or second, dude, you get a like attack on you like turn 3 or something, you know? Because yeah, if it basically takes up your energy attachment, that means you probably can't use it going first, which does make second still going better. So I don't know how it's gonna work. I'm gonna be so real. We don't know how it's gonna work. There's no basically reason of speculating, because there's just, you know, it's gonna be broken. We gotta wait and see how it actually works in Pokemon Pocket. But in theory, if it works similar to the TCG, it is going to be very insane. And I tweeted this out, but I don't even care anymore. I've said it before. I don't like the last 2 sets. Whatever is broken in this new set, we're using it. I don't care anymore. I'm done complaining. We're just gonna play the broken cards. No more morals, bro. Rainbow, yeah, I think Rainbow Ranger would also be pretty sick, because I'm pretty sure. I mean, I could like low-key look, but I'm pretty sure I know what it does. Yeah, but essentially that is basically the topic for the new cards. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, because, you know, like I said, these are very interesting. Like some of them have potential. Like the babies theoretically could be good, but like in theory, they also have a big downside. And peace out and have a lovely day.